What's going on, everybody? Smashman Dude right here for another video for y'all today. Today we'll be doing some more BF4 stuff from the Noob to Pro series. Talk about weapon selection today and with the class setups and all that. First, I'm gonna drink some water because I still feel like fucking garbage can with shit on top. Bite the lip. Alright. So weapon selection from left to right, assault, engineer, support, recon. These are the four type of engineer, type of operators that you can use for the thing. So when it comes down to the assault class, we're going to be doing the kits and the vehicles. Well, I'm not too worried about the vehicles. We'll do some of the vehicles. For the assault class, if you're using the assault class, then you do not need to be in the vehicle anyway. The only time I believe that you should drive the vehicle, well, that's not true. That's not entirely true. I guess in reality, it can go either way. Assault engineer should be the only vehicle drivers. Support and recon shouldn't. Recon really shouldn't even be in a vehicle anyway. Support, of course, they can hop in. Ignore that. Ignore that class setup right there. We'll start with engineer here first. So we'll look at the assault rifles, carbines, DMRs, and shotguns. All of that. We'll go over each individual weapon in every category. I'm not going to tell you one specific weapon is the best over them all. It's all personal experience. So I'll give you multiple selections on weapons to use, and you just find what works for you the best. And I mean, I'm sure there's y'all out there that have already taken into consideration that oh, I'm already good with this weapon, so let me try this, but let me tweak my class a little bit differently. Operation Locker is a big map. So this assault class right here works very well with Operation Locker. It's a big map that everybody plays Conquest on. So what I like to run is Scar H. Another good gun to run is AK-12 and M416. That's about the only guns that I would run. You can use the N94 if you want to be a little cheeky about it, but I don't really recommend it. If you don't have a Scar, well, actually, I mean, you should have a Scar, because, I don't know why you wouldn't have a Scar. Me personally, I'd use a Scar H, though. I like the Coyote RDS sights. It's kind of just like the simple red dot sight. It's, that's the American red dot sight. I don't like the American red dot sight that much. I like the Chinese version. I don't know why. I just think the Chinese version's better. Honestly, it's just that square. It's that normal RDS sight that you would normally see in a Call of Duty game or something like that. Cobra RDS. That's the Russian version. That has like the T kind of thing on it. I'm not a huge fan of that. But I'd use Coyote RDS if I was y'all. You could even go cheeky and put an ACOG or something on it for further range. But I just never seen. I don't see a point in using, you know, any magnification or anything medium range when I'm a close range fighter. Accessories. Now, if you do end up using, you know, a mid-range sight like, you know, 4 times or something, and you are gonna get into a close, you know, firefight or something like that, I would use the canted 45-degree angle sights, because you can click over real quick and just, you know, hit them off the side. Magnifier, it's a waste of time. The flashlight, tack light, laser sights. Big thing that people like to do is put these laser sights and put these flashlights on their guns. They do nothing to help you. You are literally a target. The tack light and the flashlight, yeah, they're good against, you know, infrared sights, which I'll be talking about in the next class. However, they don't really play a big role in anything, because even though you hit me in the face, you're gonna blind me, and y'all will see when we go into the gameplay version of this video. You'll see people try to blind me, but you'll see me just sit there and shoot them anyway. Yeah, you're gonna blind me. You're gonna, you know, you're gonna light my sight. You're gonna light my sight up with your flashlight, and it's gonna hurt my eyes or whatever. But it's not as terrible as people think it's gonna do. The game makes it seem like, you know, you're completely blind. The flashlight, literally all the flashlight does is just puts a big ribbon on you, like, hey, come kill me. Same with the laser sight, especially in dark places. If I see a laser sight go across the wall because you're running down the hallway and your gun's sideways, and I just see the laser flash across my screen, yeah, I'm gonna come and kill you. It's just that simple. It'd be different. It would be different if you could strobe. They should have a strobe light on here. You should be able to strobe enemies. That'd be a different story. If I could sit there and literally just strobe, like straight strobe the hell out of somebody with the tack light, that'd be different. I mean, yeah, I can press L2 a bunch of times, or LT on the Xbox, whatever you know play, but it doesn't make a difference. Suppressors, they're kind of a waste of time. I recommend just using a heavy barrel over that. It's pretty much just better accuracy, along with, you know, you get the better. You take a little bit of a stability penalty, but that's pretty much about it. Heavy barrel, honestly, it's just better accuracy. So pretty much, yeah, that's it. You just have higher muzzle climb, so when you're shooting, it'll go like this. That's about it. It's worth it. Grips. Grips don't really matter. You can use the undersling rail for all I care. Me personally, my favorite grip to use is the angled grip. It's a modern grip, aims to improve firearm. Your recoil off that first shot is decreased by 33%, and the stability, your stabilities. So after every shot, the recoil is going to increase back to 100 or whatever, but after every single shot, however, you know, starting at, you know, from 100% recoil down to, you know, 67% recoil is a lot better. As far as paint jobs go, use adaptive. Doesn't matter which adaptive you use, but just use the adaptive so you blend in with what you're doing. We'll talk about secondary. Secondary is pretty much whatever you want it to be. I don't care what you use. Doesn't really matter. Uh, Personally, if I was y'all, I would use something with a bigger magazine size. Um, so these are all 9 millimeters. Uh, this is actually a smaller. That's a 9 millimeter. That's 12 gauge. That's 9 millimeter. 5.745 ACP. That's a 40. That's a 44. That's a 45 ACP. Uh, really? Honestly, if it came down to it, I would rather use the compact 45. But for this, I'm gonna take that little bit of damage fall. And the reason why I take a little bit of a damage fall would be to just simply have more bullets. Um, I use high explosive rounds with the M30 or the M320 launcher. Um, Shoots 40 millimeter grenade. It has a small blast radius, but you can engage a lot of grouped infantry and light vehicles. But it works really well for like Operation Locker, shooting out in hallways when you're sitting there in a firefight down a hallway. So it works really well. I use the medic bag. You can drop it and get a lot of points off of healing teammates around you. Smoke grenades are good for advancing. You pop 3 smokes down the hallway, you can move to the left, throw them to the right, you can move around to the left and flank around. Battlefield's all about flank. So if you're looking for a team advance setup, the assault kit is for team advance. Um, and of course, you try to avoid as many gunfights as you can. I like to play to survive instead of playing for kills. Um, I'd rather survive because kills come with surviving. So use the advanced. I like to call the assault the assault class the advanced class. Good for advancing. The knife doesn't matter. Field upgrades, I would use defensive. Either use defensive or use Grenader. Doesn't really matter. Or you use combat medic if you wanted to. But I like this because I take less explosion damage. As far as uniform goes, I mostly use the UCP. UCP and Marpat are my 2 favorite camos. You can of course run default as well if you want. But I run UCP for that army feel. As far as vehicles go, I don't really have anything for vehicles. If you do, you can be selective on what you would like to use. I would probably use the high explosive shell. It's good when you use it against infantry. However, this would be better. So that'd be that. So it's really, I mean, I don't have anything. I can't really. Um, it just shows you that I do not use vehicles very often. Ugh. So that's what that comes down to. Um, anyway, um, so then you come down to your engineer kit. Um, engineer kit can go one of two ways. Oh, well, I guess I could talk about one last thing with the assault kit. With other weapons, if you want to run, carbine instead, I would run the ACWR or the AK-5C or the AKU-12. M4 if you have it, MTAR if you have it. G36C is a good one, but AKU-12 is really good, low in recoil. ACWR is good for shoots really fast. The AKU though, it has so much better stability because it shoots slower, but it's a nice gun to have. Packs a punch. DMRs, MK11 mod, the SKS, and the SVD, three good ones. And the Scar HSV if you have it. That's the one that I would use. Shotguns. Honestly, I'd either use the M1014 or the 870. You could use the Sega. Sega's really good. Spaz is really good. UTS is really good. Pretty much all of these shotguns are really good to use. But for the most range, the 870 has the range that you're gonna need, especially with a slug round, if you can hit. But engineer class, it's pretty simple. I'd run either Cobra or not Cobra. I'd either run Coyote sight or the infrared, and then I always put a canted iron sight on it because you're gonna get into close battles as well with the heavy barrel and then the angled grip. Of course, I would run this. More ammo. EOD bot's good to have. Reason why I say the EOD bot is pretty much because you get a lot of times where you can use this to disarm rush objectives, disarm explosives, sabotage enemy assets, and you can repair friendly vehicles. It does a lot of different things. It works as a repair tool as well, so you don't have to use the repair tool, but it's pretty much a It's just a good thing. I use it a lot of times just for on Operation Locker for advances. Mostly because if I put an EOD bot in there, everybody starts to freak out on the enemy team, and then you can just kill them. The FGM-172 is a wired guided anti-tank missile launcher, which is really good. Um, Either that or the RPG. I just run a regular frag grenade. Um, I run anti-tank and UCP. For support, I don't really have any LMGs or anything, but I would, if I was you, I'd use the M24 or the MG4. The M24 has more of a punch to it, but the M60 is really nice to have too. Personally though, for a support kit, I would probably just run. I don't ever run support, but if I did, I'd probably put this on. So I'll set it up like this. um, so big thing that you can do is run ammo box, obviously, if you're a support guy. Another big thing to run would be like claymores, um, as well as just running impact grenades. I would run perimeter defense. Then you got your sniper rifles. I run the M40A5, but honestly, I would much rather run something like this. Has all that range. The Magnum would be nice with all the range it has. The SR61 would be nice. 338's nice, but since I don't have it, which I'll have it soon, I'll run that later on. I don't run anything but 8 times with a rangefinder. I don't run anything on the barrel. There's no point. Straight pull. Run a radio beacon. I don't need this, so that's what the rangefinder's for. So big thing you can run is Claymore. Alright, sniper with it. So that's pretty much. pretty much just your basic setup. Of course, I have the controller once you die. But as far as that goes, that's about as good as you're gonna get for your class setup.